Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Love Shay, back at you with another video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. Give this video a thumbs up and leave your girl a comment down below. We're going to be getting into a collective message, as you can tell by the title of this video, seeing what's the vibes, what's the tea, what's the overall energy, baby, what's going on in the spiritual streets. Before I even pull a card, I just want to say, I kind of took a moment to kind of sit with spirit, and I rolled some astro dice for us, which you guys can't really see here. I don't like have an overhead view, but what came out here was Virgo, 8th house, 5th house, South Node, Mars, 113, okay? And you know, there's this collective energy right now of trying to hold everything together, or this energy of trying to heal perfectly, with Virgo's energy wanting to fix and understand. But Spirit is saying that this is something that you can't organize your way out of. Okay, you have to surrender to whatever this is in your life. You can plan, you can prepare, you can do all the Virgo things, but the thing that you need to most focus on is surrendering to the situation, whatever's going on in your life. And then with the 8th house here, this feels like a deep purge, you know? This is the part of healing that is not pretty at all. Like, I'm hearing the word soul remembrance or soul extraction even. Not sure why that's coming up. But this kind of, you know, is asking you to let go of control and let the truth move through you. The things that you've been seeing in your life, the understandings, the revelations that you've been coming to about certain, you know, career paths or relationships or friendships or thought processes. I feel like Spirit has been revealing to the collective distractions, and we have been learning so much about ourselves. For some people, that's going to look like you learning about yourself through your relationships, through other people, through your day-to-day interactions here at work, learning about yourself through your habits, learning about yourself through your health. So it's going to be different for everybody, but the transformation is absolutely here. And so this is a time, or rather, through this surrendering, I feel as though, you know, it's time to reclaim your energy. It's time to call back your power. You have been carrying, you know, some emotions that needs to be released, or an emotion that you need to, something that you need to surrender to. That's what's coming through here, you know. But there's a rebirth that is definitely happening. I feel it. I know that if you clicked on this video, you feel it. You are definitely giving birth to something, but right now, what I'm hearing is you're feeling labor pains, you know. But there's something that you are going to be inspired by, something that you're going to be working towards, something that you're creatively working on. And that's where the medicine is right now. So Spirit wants to show us what's been draining our power. And yeah, let's just go ahead and kind of tap in with each other. Energy, what's being felt right now? Okay. What's the collective energy right now? What's being felt? Okay, absolutely. Okay, so the first card we have here, it says, you are safe. You are protected. The worst is behind you, and you are ready to move beyond the challenges that were set for you. Lessons have been learned, and it is safe for you to trust your path. And then we have here as well the 10 of Wands in the reverse coming out for the overall collective energy right now. And so this is exactly what I was picking up on here, is that I feel like you've been through a lot right now. I'm hearing for someone like survivor's remorse. I'm 10 for someone like survivor's remorse. But, you know, overall, you know, it's as if the collective has been living kind of like tense. Things have been just like pretty tense, you know, almost like you're just waiting for the next shoe to drop. You know, that kind of reminds me of the Substack. If you don't follow me on Substack, follow me on Substack, you guys. The information is going to be pinned in the comment section, where I did a article entitled "If It Ain't One Thing, It's Another, and That's Okay." And in that article, I was sharing my experience with learning how to have faith and frustration. And so the basis of that article, which definitely check it out, was how faith and frustration can exist in the same breath. We can be tired, we can be frustrated, we can be like, what the fuck is going on? What is this? This is some bullshit. But at the same time, we can also have faith in that same breath. So definitely check that out. But yeah, it's like even when peace shows up, I feel like it's hard for you to trust it, you know? But, you know, this card is coming out here and it's saying that you've made it through this storm. You don't have to keep, you know, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're safe, you're protected. Whatever this is that was weighing you down, that was stressing you out, this load, this burden, okay? Yeah, it's ending. This cycle is closing out for you. And then, you know, as well as I feel like, you know, you're finally putting your bags down. You're laying your burden down. You're carrying some type of burden that was never meant to be permanent. Something that you were going through, it may have felt like it would never end. You would never get over it. You would never overcome this. You would never get over this relationship. You would never get over this health issue. You would never get over, you know, losing a job, or you would never, it's some type of hump that I'm seeing that you thought you would never get over, that you are indeed getting over. So this is like emotional weight. Maybe even for some of you, some type of expectation or even an old version of yourself. And so Spirit is saying it's safe to stop performing strength. You don't have to be strong anymore. And that's why, like I said, I was hearing surrender, something about surrendering. So yeah, the collective right now feels tired, exhausted, you know, out of breath even, you know, but that release, you know, that happens when you realize the fight is over. It's like when you realize the fight is over and you're like, you know, sitting there and you're like out of breath and you're like, you're looking around and you see all the enemies are defeated and there's no immediate danger. That's the moment that I feel like the collective is stepping into at this time. And you may be confusing the stillness in your life, there's nothing much really going on, with stagnation, feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you're blocked, feeling like things aren't progressing for you. And that's not the truth at all. It's not the truth at all. This peace that you are experiencing right now, I just heard, is your protection. And that's why they're coming through here saying you are safe. You know, you're protected. This, you know, Mars energy was coming through here. This war, this battle, whatever this is that you were silently battling. For some of you guys, this was something you were silently battling. It's over. It's over. The war is over. And so as well, something that's standing out here is it's saying here lessons have been learned. You know, so not only were you in this, you know, war, for lack of a better word, this battle and this season of just one thing after the other, Spirit is also confirming here that the war is over and you won. The war is over and you've learned your lesson. And so now the new test is, so it's like trusting this peace, you know. So let's dive a bit deeper. Let's dive a bit deeper. So, ooh, okay. So we have the Two of Swords coming out here for, I guess, the hidden influence or the root cause. We'll just put that right. I'll put it here so y'all can see it. So another thing that's coming through here for the collective energy as well with the Two of Swords is, I feel like what's fueling this current energy subconsciously for you guys, it's heart being closed off for sure with the Two of Swords. It's your heart being closed off. It, you know, the Two of Swords talks about being at a crossroad, you know, and so this is you mentally, you emotionally, you spiritually, you know, at this crossroad. And it's about you being in this state of a perpetual cycle of chaos, that chaos has become normal for you. I'm not sure what that's about, but it's almost like chaos has become the new normal for you. And there's this subconscious battle that's happening for you, where you're fighting between what's familiar here with the Two of Swords, what's familiar, and what is sent here to free you. It's like a baby. When the baby, you know, has a fever or something like that, and you're trying to like administer the baby medicine and they don't want to take the medicine, but this is the exact thing that can help them. That's the kind of energy that Spirit is showing me right now with the collective. It's like you are resisting the medicine. It's like you know the truth about a situation. You know the truth about yourself. There's some truth that has been revealed to you, but you're kind of afraid to act on it. Because choosing peace right now might mean that you have to disappoint someone. And that's why I was hearing survivor's remorse. Choosing peace for yourself will mean that you have to walk away from something. Choosing peace right now, choosing yourself, which is choosing peace, it means that you have to let go of something. This could be subconscious, a thought process. It could be a friend. It could be a relationship. It could be a job. It could be so many different things. But choosing this peace for yourself, it sounds easy, right? We want peace in our life, right? We pray, we ask God, you know, we all want peace, right? But when peace is associated, or when peace is connected to disappointing or walking away from something that we've known forever, something that we've been doing forever, it's a lot more difficult, you know? And so I feel like, you know, for some of you, this is you feeling like you have to disappoint somebody, you know, or you have to let go of, again, a version of yourself that only knew how to survive. Like, okay, I know how to survive. I know how to keep things afloat. But it's like now you're, King of Pentacles, you're moving into a season where these old ways of thinking, these old relationships, these old way of doing things, they won't work, and they won't work in this new season of your life. And so this feels as well like decision fatigue, okay? And it's like your mind is working overtime trying to protect you from some type of pain or trauma that has already passed, you know? And for some of you, it's like your heart, you want to move forward. You want to let go. You want to try something different. You want to get out of your comfort zone. You want to get out of this rut. But at the same time, it's like, what if it happens again? You know? What if this happens again? And it leaves you just here, stuck at the crossroad, you know? And so for the collective energy, I'm hearing distrust, y'all. I'm hearing distrust, okay? A lack of trust, you know, like you don't have trust in God. You don't have trust in other people. You barely trust yourself, you know, and you've been so used to chaos that, again, this peace, it feels unsafe. Peace feels unsafe for you because you're so used to chaos. Safety isn't something that you wait for. Okay, I feel like you're waiting for the right moment to take action on something, or to, you know, reclaim your peace or reclaim your power. And Spirit is saying, you know, that's not something that you have to wait for. Safety is something that you choose. Peace is something that you choose. And so this blindfold here is definitely going to come off for you when you decide, I am done fighting battles that no longer exist. I realized that happened to me in the past. I realized that I trusted this person. I realized in my childhood this happened. I realized I was betrayed. I realized that didn't work out. I realized those things. But at the same time, those battles no longer exist, and I have to keep moving forward. I have to. So let's take a look and see. Let's see where this energy kind of began for you. If this is like ancestral, karmic, mental. It feels relational for some of you. For some of you, this feels ancestral. And this is going to help us to, you know, kind of just see where this energy started. So let's go ahead and take a look and see here. Wow, yeah, relational. We have the Lovers card in reverse. So yeah, so again, for those of you tuning in, this has a lot to do with romantic relationships, because the Lovers in reverse talks about a broken contract, you know? So this energy started in a relationship for you, you know? For some of you, this was a romantic relationship. This could even be family or even a friendship, but the core wound is the same. This began in a place where love was supposed to be safe, and now love does not feel safe for you anymore. So what that taught you is to doubt yourself. Because there was a point in time where you trusted this love. You trusted, yeah. So you could be afraid to step into new relationships. You could be afraid to open up and, to people, to meeting new friendships, to making new connections. Overall, your energy with the Two of Swords, it feels very closed off. Like you're really, really hard to get to know. You're really hard to get to know. And that reminds me of another Substack that I wrote, which is about stingy love. And I definitely feel like you should check it out for sure, because that's what this energy gives me. You were open at one point, you were giving at one point, you were so loving, you know, and then it's like somebody hurt you and you just shut all of that shit down. You shut it down. You only let people get so close to you before, you know, people don't get to know you. They show you one red flag, you are cutting them completely off. Like you are done. You're not playing around, okay? Spirit is also showing, you know, as well, that somewhere along the way, you started equating connection with performance in some way. That keeps coming up. And it may have been a situation where you feel like you had to earn peace, earn affection, earn rest. This could even be from your childhood, you know? And when love felt unstable, your nervous system kind of learned how to be hyper vigilant, you know? And that's why even now, peace can feel uncomfortable for you, because you're looking to make sure, you're looking to try to see how you can maintain the peace, what work you can do to maintain the peace in the relationships. And so because love feels like work for you, because friendships feel like so much work for you, because partnerships feel like so much work for you, you avoid them. You close off your heart, because you're always 10 of Wands in reverse. You're always, you know, in this space of trying to keep the peace, you know, and to protect the peace. That's what I'm saying. Like you're always trying to protect the peace, even at the expense of your own happiness. So the Lovers in reverse here is not just about, you know, two people breaking up, which it can be that. It's about a disconnection as well within the self, you know. This is a separation almost between your mind and your spirit. And this is also a separation between the divine masculine parts within you and the divine feminine parts within you. And so the divine masculine parts within you is, you know, the parts of you that acts, you know, Mars, it moves, you know, and your feminine parts, you know, is the part that receives and the part that trusts. And so Spirit is saying that this imbalance is ancestral for some of you even. There's generations of women that I see here, and men, who love from a place of survival rather from a place of safety. And so now you are the one that's being called to restore that divine balance, but not through fixing other people though, okay? That's not how you're going to restore the balance, baby. Not through fixing other people. But this is about you healing your relationship with yourself. Wow. Okay. You have learned literally every version of conditional love. From the moment you took your first breath, you have learned every version, every single one of conditional love. But now it's time for you to come back into remembrance, we spoke about that, to what unconditional love feels like. You've forgotten what unconditional love feels like. And that's why the collective's been feeling that pull between wanting to control everything with that Virgo energy that we talked about and, you know, surrendering. You're learning how to love again. You're learning how to love again without fear of loss, fear of pain, fear of betrayal, fear of judgment. But you have to open yourself up to that, you know? Okay. Ooh. And for a lot of you, again, this stems from childhood trauma for sure. Childhood trauma. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's see. What is Spirit trying to teach you through this moment? Wow. I can't make this up, y'all. Look, your past no longer defines you. That's what Spirit is trying to teach you. Your past no longer defines you. Wow. Insane, y'all. Insane. Yeah, your past no longer defines you. The message that Spirit is trying to teach you in this moment, okay, the purpose behind what you're going through at this very moment in your life is how to stop identifying with the version of you that only knew survival. Stop filtering, connections and relationships through your wounds, through, your past relationships, your past connections, through those experiences that shaped you. Yes, they played a part in who you are today, but they do not define you. That heartbreak doesn't define you. That betrayal and that friendship doesn't define you. The lack of love that you received as a child doesn't define you. It does not define you. And again, I really feel like for a lot of you, this really goes way back to your childhood. You had to be the responsible one. You had to be the peacekeeper. You had to be the one who took on what everyone didn't want to take on. And for some of you, you had to ignore certain things because your family was very emotionally immature. And so the higher lesson here is redemption. Learning to see yourself through grace. Learning that healing doesn't mean erasing your past. Some of you have been trying to erase your past. This season of your life is about letting your past become proof of God's faithfulness. Ashe. So you're stepping into a graduation. Like I was saying from the beginning, okay? I feel like you guys are in labor. You're giving birth to something. But what Spirit is actually showing me now, you're giving birth to a new version of you. A new version of you that is open to unconditional love. A new version of you that's open to meeting new people. A new version of you that feels safe and protected. A new version of you that is ready to move beyond their past. So you're giving birth to the version of you that finally feels safe enough to receive love. See, Virgo's energy coming out here in the reading, Virgo wants to, and y'all, I'm a Virgo rising, okay? So I am with all the Virgo shits, okay? Virgo wants to manage the process, right? Virgo wants to create a system for the process, Virgo wants to time the contractions, to make the birth look all neat and pretty, But the 8th house energy we talked about earlier, that's transformation. And transformation can be fucking messy sometimes. So you're trying to fight the very process that's trying to free you. And so the tension that you feel in your life right now is simply your old self stretching to make room for the healed version of you to be birthed into this reality. But the moment that you stop trying to control the outcome, trusting that that version of you, that she has everything. It's kind of like you don't want It's kind of like you're afraid for this new version of yourself. There's a part of you, you want to love, you want to be free, you want to trust people, but then there's another part of you that's afraid. It's kind of like having a child. Like, oh my God, when you see a child, they're so happy, they're so joyful, they're so, oblivious to the pain and the corrupt systems, and just how scary this world can really be. And there's a part of you, that past version of you, that is terrified, and she's afraid of what will happen if this new version of you gets out into the world. This new version of you opens herself up to love. This new version of you opens herself up to community, opens herself up to love. But what if she opens herself up to betrayal, to pain? And that's what I feel like you've been focusing on. There's a fear to be free. And that's why your spiritual team is here saying you're safe. You're protected. The worst shit, that shit is now behind you. You're ready to move beyond that. But you need to start listening to that part of you that wants love again, that wants to trust people again, that wants to open up to community, to joy, to life. And I hear you. What if it all falls apart again? So you're caught in between protection and possibility. It's like you want to expand, but your nervous system is like, oh God, I don't know. I've done a lot of healing work. It took me this long to get here. Any little heartbreak could set me back. Any little inconvenience could set me back. Any little gossip about me could set me back. Oh God, I don't know. This could not be good for me. And that fear that you feel, that's actually not a sign, okay, that you need to pull back. Because, that part of you that's afraid is the same part of you that's about to be freed. That's what I see for you. Okay. So let's see what is keeping the collective stuck. I feel like we kind of already touched on that, but let's go ahead, since I'm using this new framework, let's go ahead and see what's keeping the collective stuck. What's keeping the collective stuck? Okay. What's keeping the collective stuck? Oh. What's keeping the collective stuck? Oh my God. Look, y'all. We have you are protected. Your space is shielded and you are safe again. That's what's coming out to clarify. And then bottom of the deck energy, it says you have been betrayed by someone close. Acknowledge your feelings and be cautious in future relationships. This is you. This is your energy. But Spirit is again confirming, we see you. We know you've been betrayed. It's okay to acknowledge those feelings. It's okay. I'm not telling you to go out here and just be trusting all willy-nilly, just being, that's not what Spirit is saying. It's okay to be cautious in future relationships. But also, you're protected and you're safe. Because what? Your past no longer defines you. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. What is the mindset shift, Spirit? What is the spiritual medicine, the ritual, the mindset shift that's needed for the collective right now? What is, okay, we have the Knight of Wands coming out here in reverse. Okay, so, ooh, wow, and then the Hangman. I'm going to put that back though. So Spirit is saying you don't have to wait until you're completely ready to move in the direction of your calling, you know, what brings you clarity. You don't have to wait until you're fully healed, okay? That's why Virgo energy, the nitpicking, the perfectionism was coming out here. This is not the time for you to overthink. This is, Spirit is saying, step into the energy of, let me see where this takes me. Let me just see where this takes me. I mean, we see where you being on guard, okay? It gets you lonely. It gets you isolated. It gets you sad sometimes because you don't have community in the way that you want. You don't have the people around you that you really desire to have around you. You don't have the relationship that we see where that gets you with you closing off your heart. We see. However, let's see where this gets you. Let's see where this mindset gets you. Let's just see. Fuck it. You know? So let's see what's next. Let's see what's next. Let's see what's next. Because what we're going to be doing over in the Sacred Collective over on Patreon, we're going to be diving deeper into a specific ritual, which is going to be really easy, nothing complicated, that I want you guys to do if you feel drawn to this reading, to really, you know, do the healing work, the energy work to restore balance. If this really resonates with you, then meet us over at the Sacred Collective Patreon, okay? But yeah, so let's go ahead and see here. I want to see next what happens, like how this energy shifts for you after you get back into alignment. How does this energy shift for you after you get back into alignment? As well as if you want to see how this energy shifts for you, okay? If you want to see what energy work, we can work one-on-one, okay? Information for that is also pinned in the comments, as well as in the YouTube bio if you want to work one-on-one. But yeah, so let's see. What's the next season? What's the next season for... Okay. Ooh. It says you are in soft girl season, embracing femininity, softness, and self-care. So this is the season, like, you're going to know, okay? You're going to know that you have worked through this energy, that you have restored balance, because you're going to be in your soft girl season, okay? You're going to just be, you know, like I said, there was an imbalance that was in your masculine and feminine energy, and I feel like the masculine energy has kind of been leading the show here, and so the feminine energy is stepping forward here. It's kind of like the Empress card in tarot. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see where you're going to be in soft girl season at. Let's see where this is taking place in your life. Where is this taking place for you? For the collective energy. Okay. 2 cards wanted to come out here. Okay. Okay. So we have 3 cards. We'll go ahead and take them. Okay, so let's see what this soft girl season is coming out for you. Look at that. 7th house, partnerships, agreements, marriage, one-on-one connections. So yeah, that's confirmation. And then we have 12th house here, healing, solitude, spiritual connection, the subconscious. And we have 5th house, joy, passion, romance, creativity, self-expression, and children. So a few messages coming through here. For a lot of you guys, this is going to be happening in your current romantic relationship, your upcoming romantic relationship. You're going to be dating again. Okay, this could be happening in your marriage. Okay, you could be ending a marriage. You could be coming to an agreement with someone about a marriage. You could be... This could also be in your one-on-one connections, okay? Your friendships, your partnerships. Just overall, the people who you connect with on a day-to-day. I see you being more open to the people who obviously deserve that from you. People who make you feel safe, who make you feel protected. I see you opening up in that way as well. And just really, you know, building spiritual connection with other people, you know, as well with the 5th house. You could be a Leo, sun, moon, or rising. You could be a Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. You could be a Libra, sun, moon, or rising as well. You could also be a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. You could take that as it resonates. You could be a life path number 1, life path number 3, life path number 5, life path number 8. Okay, take that as it resonates as well. Remember, this is a collective message. But I do feel like overall, you're going to be in a space where you're just going to be fucking happier, because you're not on guard all the time, looking around for who's trying to fuck you over, worried about who is conspiring against your happiness and your joy. You can just be in your bubble, just living your life, you know, because your past is not going to define you anymore. And you're going to realize how safe and protected you are to put yourself out there again, to just be fucking happy. Because this love that God has for you, it has no strings attached. No strings attached, sis. You're not missing any fine print in the contract. Okay? This love that God has for you, it has no strings attached. It does not demand perfection. Okay? It just is. This love just meets you where you are. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's close out again with this deck. And then I'm going to move over to the Sacred Collective so we can go ahead and see what candle we need to be burning to clear this energy. Okay. Okay, what do we have here? We have comparing yourself to others keep you stuck in cycles of guilt and shame and continues to separate you from your blessings. It keeps you small. Understand that everyone has their own journey, which always unfolds in divine timing. Your time will come. Okay. So that is the energy. That is the message. Thank you guys for being here, collective family. If you want to book a one-on-one with me where we dive even deeper to your energy, what you need to do to balance this out, the information is going to be pinned above, as well as if you want to do this healing work yourself, if you want to work in a group, we do collective healing work over on Patreon with the Sacred Collective family. You can tap in with that as well. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will touch base with you really soon. Ashe.